My name is JT, and this is a story about how I built my homestead. All right, guys, welcome back here to another episode of JT Time. JT here. We are back at the house. I got here pretty early, around maybe 7:30 or so, and I needed to get here early because we got this delivered. This is insulation for the house right here. So it's a good amount. It's hopefully will cover up all the exterior walls. But I ended up getting 4 pallets, I think is what I ordered. So each pallet had, let's see here, 4 times 3, so 12 bats on each one, maybe? Is that right? Let's see here, 3 times, yeah, I think that's right. Maybe more, maybe 16. Let me see here. Divide this by 4. Yeah. I bought 4 pallets and it's 12 on each. Yeah. Sorry, I can't do math today. I'm tired. That's probably why, because I worked on carrying this all into the house. So, some issues that I had, of course, always have issues, is the shipping company that the I guess Rockwool or whoever provided the bats or whoever sold the bats to me. The reason why I don't know is because I bought it from Home Depot, and I believe they just go straight to the manufacturer and pretty much send my order there, and the manufacturer actually processes it, so they get like a little middleman cut or something like that. That's my belief. I could be wrong, but I think that's how they do it. But the transportation company that they worked with didn't have a forklift on their truck, so we had to pretty much disassemble the entire pallet, which had all 12 on there. And the good news is that each one of these bats, they're wrapped. So every 3 is wrapped with this little plastic liner right here. So you can move this as one unit, but it is pretty heavy to move. It's not the lightest thing you'll ever move in your life. So what we did was we put it off the truck into the front lawn, and then we you can see here that the plastic wrap broke on this one. It's the only one that broke. Everything else pretty much held. And then I moved in each one of these 3 sets of 3 into the house pretty much. So it took me a while. It was took me like maybe an hour or an hour and 30 minutes just to get everything into the house. But it's here now. We can't install this yet until we get the final framing inspection done. So I do have to continue working on that today. And for today, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna bring in the vacuum, I'm gonna crank up the generator, and I'm just gonna vacuum around all the edges. So it's just cleaning, continue to clean. I mean, the blower that I had, I can see the aftermath of that, essentially. Like all of my windowsills and all of my ledges, they all have this little nice film of dust on it, so I need to clean that all off pretty much and just get that all cleaned off. The windowsills I'm not too worried so much about, because I'm gonna have to clean that up anyways later on, and more dust may accumulate on those. But where I do want to make sure it's fairly clean for the sake of bonding and stuff like that is like this right here. I need to make sure this little piece right here is clean, so that the foam bonds to this. And then I also need to make sure the bottom is all cleaned out, just for the sake of, one, I don't want wood trimmings or wood clippings from or sawdust, I guess, stuck in my wall cavities, just for clean sake. And also I am going to be putting down a few different natural kind of remedies to remediate and mitigate from possible insect infiltration into the house. So part of that's going to be diatomaceous earth, which is a natural remedy. It's really nice. Apparently when bugs walk across it, it's supposed to cut up their exoskeleton, which kills them. Not instantly, so it does take a little time for them to die, but it still kind of helps kill them if they do get into the house. The next thing I want to do is I want to spray down this. It's not going to be in this order, but I'm going to do this. Is I'm going to spray this. It's like borate or something. I'll show you the chemical when I actually do it, but I need to spray that down to pretty much remediate from or mitigate from termite damage in the future. And then the very last thing I want to do is also spray all the stud bays and everything with I have this chemical that removes any possible mold spores that are inside the wood. So I want to spray all the wood down and just make sure it's all remediated. Not that I think we have mold in the house. I don't, since it's been dried out for so long now, but better safe than sorry, you know. And the amount of effort to spray everything down with the mold sprayer or mold killer is low relative to what it would be if we had mold later on and needed to remediate it. That would involve ripping out a lot of wall and stuff that I just really trying hard not to do. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So for today, just to recap, vacuum, and then if I get to sealing some of the studs, that's what I'm going to do next. So let me go ahead, get my generator out, get the vacuum out, and just get to it essentially. I might put you guys on my shoulder for a little bit so y'all can kind of follow along for the ride as I vacuum the floors, but it's not that interesting, to be honest. So the most interesting part was the insulation. So that's pretty much the most interesting part of this video. But let me go ahead and get started. I only got maybe 3 more hours over here. I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, that I get electricity. That would be amazing, so I don't have to use my generator anymore. But you know, Centerpoint, or my energy provider, is being very unique right now. So we'll see. They may not even show up. I think they got like a 7-day window to come based on their scheduling and based on their plans. So you know, I'm on their time. So let's just see what happens. Let me go ahead and get started, and we'll just knock out as much as we can today, because I was really hoping to knock it all out, but of course my optimism always gets the best of me. So all right, I'll see y'all real soon. Okay, so this is something kind of interesting. My Ford F-150 is pretty much my work truck, and I use it just primarily for the house and stuff like that. The fuel filter is I guess old on it and clogged up is probably the best way to put it. And the reason why I figured that out is because my truck, when I was using it the other day, I started it up and it would start up right away, and then it would just pretty much cut out. It would just die. And usually when that happens, it's not your spark plugs, because it started up right away. It's not your starter, because your starter is working. Your truck is starting. So maybe sometimes it's gas, or maybe sometimes it's airflow. So I checked the air line and the air filter, and everything seemed to be okay. I mean, it did have a little bit of looseness to it, but not to the point where I thought it would cut out like that. Like pretty much start up right away, and then within a second just cut out. So I really thought it was the fuel filter. So I went underneath the car and I just tapped on the fuel filter to kind of shake things up a little bit. And sure enough, the truck started up right away. So I think the fuel filter is just bad. It's just clogged up pretty much. It's old. So in this video, I'll be pretty much replacing that right now. So it's a pretty quick process. If someone tells you that it takes longer, then don't believe them. I'm on the driver's side, and what I'm doing is I'm crawling underneath the car now. And I think you can see it right here pretty much. So I'm literally underneath the car. I didn't really jack it up or anything like that, so maybe I should have, I'm not sure. But there's these little clips right here. You're gonna undo those clips pretty much. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay. There we go. Now they go out. Okay, so that's one. And then same thing on this side, pretty much. really feel like I should have my gloves on. I'm gonna go get my gloves. I'll be right back. Okay. So I don't know if you guys can see that. You're literally just kind of sitting on my chest, more or less. But you remove these little clips, and pretty much you stick this thing in, and what it does is it kind of disengages the locking mechanism that that holds this pipe in place. All right, there you go. So it's pretty much in now, and all you do is you just pull the hose out, pretty much. So it does take a little bit of force to kind of get the hose out. So there you go. All right, so that hose is out. I'm not pulling it all the way out because the minute I pull it out, the gasoline is going to really spray out. It's not going to spray out completely in the line. What it's going to do is just relieve all the gas that's inside the filter. So, all right, I'm going to keep going with this side now. Come on. Man, that's really stuck in there. There we go. See? Oop, the side's already leaking. There we go. Alright, so now I can just slip this guy out. Of course, he's draining all over my body. I'll have to take y'all out. Hi. Take you out of this one. Okay. So now, I think you guys can see. Yeah. I'm gonna take the new fuel filter. And you see where it says flow right there? It goes that way. So that's the way you want to install it. We just reinsert these. You don't need that little removal tool anymore because they just auto collapse as you reinsert it. And then you just put these guys back on to hold it in place as an additional barrier. So all you need is just buy yourself the fuel filter. It's a 2001. I think I showed you a picture of the little fuel disconnecting tool, but this thing's like $7 on Amazon. It's a fuel line disconnect tool, ours brand, 5/16 and 3/8. So I don't even know which side I used. I just picked a side. I think I used the smaller side. But yeah, that's kind of how you do it. When you go in to start your car, pretty much. That still has a lot of fuel in it. I'm gonna leave that on the side so I can properly dispose that. So pretty much when you go to start up your car initially, because some of the fuel has drained out of the line, what you'll have to do is you'll have to start, you'll have to turn your key and let the fuel line prime. So I'm gonna do it right now. I'll show you guys. So I'm gonna start. I'm not gonna start right away. I'm just gonna turn my key. Ooh, yeah, music's on. Yeah, so just give it a few seconds to kind of prime the fuel pump, or prime the fuel line. We'll give it about maybe 30 seconds or so. And let's hope for the best. All right, it's been about 30 seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and start up the car now and see what happens. There you go. Man, that started up really well. So I really think it was my fuel line. Yeah, I think it's been a problem for a while. Like, I don't think I ever changed that fuel filter in a long time, and technically you're supposed to change it every like 30,000 or 50,000 miles, and I never changed that thing. So I think it's been clogged for a while. Yeah, so it's running pretty good now. It's not earlier when I was starting it up, it would shut off like after one or 2 seconds really quickly. So knocked that guy out, and I'm happy about that. Let's go ahead and head back inside and start some vacuuming. All right, I'll see y'all in there. All right, guys, so that's it for today. I pretty much cleaned up the entire house, vacuumed up everything, and I really think I burnt out my vacuum on top of it, so might have to go buy a new shop vac, unfortunately. But I got that one for pretty cheap. It was on I think Black Friday, one of those deals or whatever, for a shop vac. So I think I'm gonna go out and maybe pick up a bigger one. This one's 6 horsepower, 45.5 liters. Probably go a little stronger next time, just so that I can do some heavier jobs, heavy duty jobs. But it looks pretty good. I've pretty much cleaned up a lot picked up everything underneath the little bottom sill. I took up these 2x4 boards here and cleaned up this little area as well. I didn't finish the entire part of the master, but that's the only thing that's really left. It's just these little sides right here, and then that restroom right there. But it shouldn't take me too long to clean that up. I'll catch it next time. I'm pretty much out of time today, so I can't keep going. Otherwise, I probably would and just finish out the job. But I think it'll be easier when I have a better shop vac too. So hopefully I can find a reasonably priced shop vac or secondhand or used shop vac. But that's pretty much it for me today. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. Pretty simple, nothing fancy. Next time I come back here, I'll finish up vacuuming, and then I'll start sealing off that bottom plate and work my way up pretty much to the point where all the windows and doors are sealed off as well. All right, so I'll catch y'all next time. See y'all real soon here on JT Time.